Imagine a place where the sun beats down on dusty ground, where families live in small shacks made from wood and old metal sheets, and where the air smells of wood smoke from cooking fires. This is not the picture most people have of South Africa. When we think of poverty here, we often picture crowded townships with black families struggling to get by. But there is another side, a quieter, less talked about one. These are the white squatter camps around Pretoria, the capital city. These camps house white South Africans, mostly Afrikaners, who have fallen on hard times. They are a shocking reminder that poverty does not care about skin color. In a country still healing from the wounds of apartheid, where white people once held all the power and wealth, seeing them in such simple, tough lives feels strange. How did this happen? Why do hundreds of white families live without running water, electricity, or steady jobs in 2025? By the mid-1990s, the first white squatter camps popped up. One early spot was in Krugersdorp near Johannesburg, but Pretoria saw many too. A 2016 report from Business Tech says camps began appearing in 1996, often on old dump sites or unused land. Families who lost homes to bank repossessions or evictions had nowhere to go. They set up tents, caravans, or shacks on cheap or free land. In Pretoria North and West, areas with working-class whites, these camps grew quietly. Take Sanskin Hoki as an example. Started in the late 1900s on a small farm north of Pretoria. It began when a kind owner let a desperate family stay in an old caravan word spread among jobless whites, and soon dozens lived there. A story from SouthAfrica.za tells how the owner found a family eating wormy meat and offered help overnight. The place filled up. By 2010, groups like the trade union Solidarity said there were 430,000 poor whites nationwide, with 80 camps around Pretoria. But fact-checkers like Africa Check in 2013 called these numbers too high. They say only about 7,754 white households live in informal homes.
Basically stuck. We're a small minority white group on the tip end of Africa, and we've got nowhere to go. These folks can't go anywhere, and the numbers are growing. There are so many children that are being born into these camps. They don't know anything else. And if it's not for a project like these, and there are several others that are willing to take these folks in and properly uplift them, I don't see a future for our folks at all.
His wife is now sitting with 3 kids on the street. Where do they go to? This is where Lee comes into play now of her, the project that she's done, the farm that she's running. Other places will take you in 100%, but firstly they'll ask you, can you pay? Have you get a SASSA grant? And what else can you offer them as the people that are staying there? A lot of the places make use of the women as well. One would never have thought this would happen in a white place. It happens everywhere.
We've been fighting this fight for quite a number of years. Some people think it's not true. You guys are here, you can see. This is one of the nicer camps. Some of the other camps are absolutely horrid. And it's our passion to get these people back onto their feet. These are not stupid people. They've been to school, some of them are highly educated, but due to the economic circumstances, they are forced into similar camps like these. We make sure that the children are in school, that the women are protected, and that they have proper meals a day. We help them to find employment again, and then they eventually move out. We don't get any help from the state because I'm not BEE compliant. I have to serve at least 85%, between 75 and 85% black before I am allowed to ask for government funding.
And what's your solution? Is it just that they will stop with the BEE so you can get back into the workforce?
Well, it's a start to give everybody equal opportunity. They say that our country is supposed to be a free and fair country. We're not a communist country, but yet our folks are being prohibited from employment. So how does that come into play? We're supposed to be a free and fair South Africa, but yet there are minority groups that are being discriminated against.
Why Pretoria? The city was a hub for government and state jobs. When those vanished, families stayed close, hoping for work. High unemployment, over 30% in Gauteng province, hit unskilled whites, hard many are over 50, too old for new training, or young people without connections. A 2023 photo essay by Phil Neen shows camps like these as white-only spots, born from exclusion. The camps started as temporary fixes, but years passed and they became home. Evictions happened, like in 2010, when a Pretoria camp lost power before the World Cup. Yet people stayed, building what they could. This is how history turned proud workers into squatters. The real trigger for these camps was not just job loss. It was a mix of fast change and no safety net. Under apartheid, white poverty was hidden and helped. The Carnegie Commission in the 1920s even warned about poor whites as a threat to white rule, so the government acted post-1994 that helped stop. Welfare is means-tested now, but many whites feel left out. B quotas mean companies must hire a certain number of black workers, which some see as reverse racism. Socially, it's tough. Apartheid taught whites they were superior, so falling low brings shame. Camps are hidden behind fences or trees. The ANC has visited, like President Zuma in 2009 at Bethlehem Camp, calling it shocking. But aid is slow. Charities like Safra-P help with food. But government programs focus on black poverty, which is bigger. Over 60% of black South Africans live poor, versus 1 to 8% of whites. Life in these camps is not just hard, it's debated.
Can't look after his family, and it's his own government or his own country where he's ousted from.
You hit rock bottom. You don't know which way to go. Don't know who to call. You don't actually want to call anybody because the word of asking for help doesn't sit fast in one's vocabulary, where you used to be able to tell everybody what to do. Now to say, sorry, I cannot do this, or please help me, it become a challenge of, I still cannot believe where there are such people that actually want to try and better something.
It's not the best accommodation, but at least it's safe. And these folks know that they have their 3 meals a day, they can have a warm bath, there's love and respect and upliftment. Most of the housing that you see here was done by the people that stay here. We obviously do need more cabins and accommodation. The men, they are busy cutting the wood or chopping the wood so that they can stoke the fire. So we try and be self-sufficient. It's not easy. We bake our own bread, we cook on gas, and if the gas is finished, we braai. This is our dining area. I want to say we don't have any electricity here, no Eskom whatsoever, so we don't get load shedding. We do have an inverter that supplies the solar panels that supply the electricity. The cabins have little batteries and the solar and the LED lights for lighting. My biggest concerns is that these camps are growing at a tremendous rate. The population is dwindling. Many South Africans are leaving the country. You cannot afford to stay down. And we're really tough on that. You have to get up. You have to fight for your family. And that's important.
And I think what you're doing here is you bring a bit of self-respect back.
Correct.
With a nice place to live and some...
Absolutely. Yeah, there are rules and regulations. We do drug testing. I don't allow drugs and alcohol to come in here because that plays a huge part when it comes to poverty. When poverty comes in the front door, mommy or daddy goes out the back door. They just cannot cope.